Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing 18NL. Now we're in phase 3 and this player here, he managed to buy his private in. He was the only one who managed to do so until now, and that gave him the option to start a second company, while most of the others only have a single company. This guy here and that guy, they only hold the presidencies that came with the privates, and they started them at 100, so they weren't able to start their own company until now. But I think in the upcoming stock round that will happen. But now we gotta have 2 ORs. So and now the green tiles are available. So finally the ZHESM, they can now start upgrading these tiles here, and that will give them definitely a boost. So here there are these special X tiles. So they're going to use one of those here. And that gives them 50 then, which is, yeah, so they're going to do it like this. So they can now run for, okay, that's 60 and another 40. So that's 100. Now if, yeah, okay, that's 100, and they're gonna pay out, obviously. So this guy gets 50 bucks. Oh, and I forgot to do the privates. I'm gonna do that in a minute. $20 over here. $20 here. And 10 here. Okay. Share value goes up. And I'm going to do the privates now, so that's now let me do that off camera. Now here's an interesting question. We have 4 trains left here, 3 trains. And of course the 4 trains will destroy the 2 trains. Now I'm wondering if I should buy one of the 3 trains. Because if I do so, I could run that train in the next OR here for 100, and then that one and this one. So that would give me then, I think, a run of more than 200, something like that. That seems like a really good idea. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm going to buy a 3 train here for 180. So I get back 20 for 200 and another 300. Okay. And then it's the new company, the NCS. They start right here in Utrecht. And again, I forgot to, this one is sold out, I think. The others are not. Yeah, okay. So the NCS laid a tile like this. And now, I'm not totally sure how to buy trains. I want to transfer some money in here, I think. So I am considering I don't know though. Yeah, but I think I want to do that. I'm considering buying a 2 train over here. Do I want to buy a 3 train immediately? Hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. Maybe I want to give these guys the opportunity. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they find the option to run that all 3 trains. That's the big question. This guy got 2 trains. For him it would be actually better to upgrade this thing. And if he does, because then he can run them for more than laying a tile here. That would be an advantage for him to upgrade this. And if he does, then the AS could make a connection here, maybe lay a token here if they want to do it, and then they could run 3 trains. You know, I think I'm going to leave the 3 trains in here. Don't buy a train over yet, but instead simply buy another one of these 3 trains for 180. I'm not eager to rust the 2 trains or something. Am I? Nah, probably not. Buying a 2nd train. I could do it, but I don't think I will. I'm a pretty conservative player. I don't think that helps me a lot. So, guess that's it for the NCS. So, and now it's, oh wait a minute, it's not the SS yet. It's the KNLS. And yeah, they're gonna upgrade this. I guess into this. There would be a K there too, but does that help them more? Maybe. Oh, they cannot use that actually. No, I think that's fine. Okay, and they got two trains, those, so they simply run for 100. Now this guy also has a big decision to make, and it's really hard for him to do so, because if he buys now the next 3 train, and it would make sense to do so, because he could, for example, upgrade this, maybe lay a token there, and then he could easily run 2 trains. You could also go from here to here, then from here to here, and then make a connection down here. So he definitely can run 3 trains, there is no doubt. So buying that train makes sense, especially because other companies also have 3 trains now and therefore gonna make more money than he does. However, if he buys that 3 train, then this guy is pretty much for certain gonna buy a 3 and a 4 train to destroy all the 2 trains. And that will hurt him obviously too, a lot. So this is now a extremely difficult decision to make, right? I mean, in the end, probably makes more sense to buy the damn train. At least then he's kind of even with the others. Everybody has a 3 train. This guy has 2 trains, but he cannot run them. So therefore, I think he pretty much has to do it. So I'm going to roll a die. He's not a super aggressive player, but also not that conservative. He's pretty much in the middle. I think on a 1 to 5, I'm going to buy that train. Everything else is extremely questionable. Yeah, I will do so. I pretty much have to. So that's $180. And yeah, it really sucks, but buying a second train, thought about that too. I don't know, I think that's questionable, simply because if you have 2, 3 trains, you're train locked when it comes to the 5 trains, and you want the 5 train. The 5 trains are good trains, you know, they're cheap, they are permanent. If you can get a 5 train, that's awesome, and there is enough money in there. So if he, I don't know, I mean, it's going to be hard. If he swallows once, he might be able to get a 5 train. But then again, he wants to, gosh. I was even thinking about buying the second 3 train now. Maybe I can start a second company, and then a second 3 train might come in handy. Especially if I buy that thing for 80, I'm gonna have enough money to start a second company. I think I'm sitting there on, well, this is gonna be, maybe I'm at the end of the next hour, I'm gonna have about $200 in here in cash. This is gonna be worth another 100, so 300. If I sell 3 of those, that's about 500 something. So I could start a second company, but the problem is, I think I will not get there. This guy has priority. There are now, I mean, these 2 guys will start their companies. So that means 2 of the remaining companies are gone. So there are only 2 companies left, the one here and the one here. This guy has priority. And he might take the chance to start a second company too. If he sells down his shares in that one, I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough to start a second company. And even that guy might consider doing so. He's got this thing here. He can sell that in for $140. So he's also going to sit at least on $200 in cash by the end of the next OR. Well, yeah, probably something like that. And then if he sells down his 4 shares for, I don't know, 76 or something, yeah, it's definitely going to be enough for a second company. So I think I think I won't get the chance. I somehow have to survive with this thing. Which sucks, obviously. So I got a feeling I stay with a single train here and hope that I can survive this. Yeah, but it's gonna be hard. Very hard. So now it's the new company, the SS. They start down there in Tilburg. Lay their starting token. And of course they cannot run, so the share value drops. And they're gonna buy 2 trains. Everything else would be crazy, so we're not gonna roll here or something. Okay, there we go. For 480. That's a lot of money, but they're gonna do it anyway. And that means now, as to be expected, that all the 2 trains rust. Okay. And the dream here of this great run with 200 and something was destroyed. So what's kind of interesting is that there are overall 5 of the 4 trains. I think in 1830 you only have 4. But as I said, there are more companies here, or 1 more company. So you have 1 more of the 4 trains. So we'll see. They might be a little better. Especially the first ones might be a little stronger. Maybe they run a little longer than the other, the 4 trains in 1830. But hey, maybe not. I mean, if there are now 4 companies starting, I expect a pretty rough train rush. So the AS, they lay a tile here, make a connection to Bremen, and then they get a 3 train, so they run for 80. Yeah, that's not looking good. Well, I guess all the nice plans they had with 3 trains, I guess they're gonna pay that out. 80, I don't know what else to do. Swallowing doesn't really do me that much good. I mean, I could. Maybe I should consider swallowing. I only own 2 shares. Hard to tell. So here's the thing. First of all, this guy here, according to my personality value, is a super conservative player, and he only owns 2 shares. So I'm actually considering swallowing here on a 1 to 4. That's what I'm gonna do. And yep. So I'm gonna take the $80 and say, okay, it's just, if I pay out, it's 2 shares, and you know, this isn't, I'm fine if I can keep them here in the yellow zone. So for now, I think it's okay for me, and I'm gonna swallow, bring some money in the company, and if I pay out next time, well, we'll see. You know, we'll see. I guess that makes sense. At least I don't think it's totally crazy. Okay, so that's the end of this OR, and we go into the next OR. So the ZHESM, they're gonna lay, they wanna upgrade Rotterdam And, oh, by the way, no, that was free. Upgrading Rotterdam costs $80, but I'm gonna do it. I think that is a very good investment. Okay. And then I'm simply going to run a 3 train, so for 110, and I'm going to pay out $55 for this guy, 22 over here, 22 right here. And 11 here. Okay. And so the share value rises. It's not doing bad. I don't think I want to buy a second train. I mean, the thing is I cannot run it. So right now, I really don't think I need it. In the next turn, I'm gonna probably place a tile here. I'm gonna need $80 to do that. Then I got a solid run with a 3 train, and I don't really, yeah, as I said, I don't think I'm gonna need a second train at the moment. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me. I probably could afford one, but then I couldn't afford the upgrade anymore. So no, I'm not gonna buy that train. However, I nearly forgot, I want to buy that thing in now for $40. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40. There we go. Does it do something special? No, it does. Well, I could lay a tile F5. I think I could lay a tile here for a discount. Pretty sure that's what it does. I think I can lay a tile here for $40 instead of 80. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. So then, the KNLS, and before I forget it, I also want to buy in the company for $80. Yeah. I think I want to do that. It's a shame, you know, I might actually consider buying a second train. But is that really something I want to do? Ooh, that's a tough question. Now again, a very tough decision for this guy. Does he really want to buy in this company for whatever amount? I got here 320 something, about 340 or so. So I could buy a second train. I got the money to do so. If I buy this in, I mean, what I could maybe do is I could buy it in and then swallow. That might be an option. But is it really a good idea to do that? I'm going to lose share value. Do I really want the train? That's another issue. These are very tough questions because the 3 train itself is definitely not great. So if I can get a second train, that would be awesome. The question is, how fast is there a real chance for me, for example, to get a 5 train if I wait one more OR? Let's say I don't buy it in and I just wait one OR. So then I'm probably going to lose that private. So I'm probably going to lose 80 bucks. But maybe I can then get a 5 train. So let's see about that. Let's check it out. Right now I got 340. So I need another 110. I can run for 30, 90, 100. No, that's 30, 60. I can run for 90. So even if I swallow, it's not going to be enough for a 5 train. Wow, that sucks, man. But there's a share out here. But oh boy, that's gonna be close. Boy, I'm really in a bad position here. If I okay, assuming nobody buys that share, I might even consider selling a share or something to get a little more money into the company. That could be an option. Then if I do a run, I get 9 this time. Oh gosh, but next time I have to swallow. Oh god. Hell, even with a swallow, it's not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough. Maybe, I don't know, if I could make a connection down here, you know, that thing, but I have to spend 80 bucks to lay a track there. Oh boy. But maybe someone else does it, you know, if someone else starts a company here for a high value, I could lay track here and maybe then could get a better run. You know, call me crazy, but I think, to me it seems the game for him is already lost. Although he is not in such a bad position money-wise and all, but the simple fact that priority is here, he will not be able to start a second company, while pretty sure everybody else will, or at least these guys will start a single company, but they started in a phase where they are still okay with it, because they might still be able to afford a train. But this guy is just fucked. You know, there's nothing he can do. And he could even say, hey, I'm going to go try to improve my company. I don't know. And at least survive and somehow try to get a permanent in there, a cheap permanent train, but to do so I probably have to swallow twice, which is a disaster. That will cost him the game, there is no doubt. The other option, and then he has 1 week permanent train, which isn't that great either, right? The other option would be to say, okay, fuck it, I'm going to buy in my share, but then at some point, I'm pretty sure he's going to buy an expensive permanent train out of pocket. But maybe that's a little more interesting. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't know what else to do. The third option would be to say, okay, I'm going to buy it in for $40 and buy me a 4 train. And then I got at least 2 trains. And maybe I can run them for a while. And make some money that way. So these are basically the two options. I could hang on to my single train, but even the 4 train at the moment isn't too appealing, right? I could not really, I mean, I could run 2 trains, yeah, but not in a very good way. Okay, anyways, for now I'm going to upgrade this thing here. I guess I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to run my 3 train from here to here, so that's 30, that's 60, 90, and I guess I'm gonna pay out. I think, you know, what the fuck. I mean, I'm in a desperate position here, so I might as well pay out. And this guy gets $18. There we go. And 9 for the company. Okay. So my only question is now, so I think I will buy this thing in for, yeah, I mean, that's the question now. Do I want to buy it in for something like 49, right? Here, and then buy a 4 train? Or do I say I buy it in for 80? And don't buy a train. So basically there are now 2 reasonable options. Either I buy that thing in for $80 and say, okay, screw it, fuck the company, I'm done here, and I don't know what happens. I just try to fiddle along with the 3 train somehow. Or I buy this in for something like $50 and buy the 4 train. And I think I'm going to go with the latter. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm going to roll a 1 to 5 and I'll do the latter. Yeah, okay, that's a 4. So I'm going to buy in that company, or that thing for something like, well, it's close to $50, I think, 49 or something. And then I'm going to buy the 4 train for 300. Now, that is definitely not a great solution, but it might be still the best, because I got 2 trains, and you know, I don't have a lot of experience with this game. I don't know, maybe like an 89 or so, it takes a long time till the D trains come out. So maybe the 4 train can actually run quite a while. And if people are now selling shares to start a second company, for example, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see that here or here, we're going to have something like 40-50% in the bank pool. And then if I pay out with the 2 trains, I can bring also in some money into the company. Of course, I mean, I mean, there is nothing in there now. So it's going to be very hard to start dreaming about a permanent. I don't know what to do. But I think in a way it makes sense to do it that way. Okay. Now the NCS made a connection here. So they are now here with this eastern part. They are now connected. They ran for 80 and they decided not to buy a train. They're kind of hoping that they get the option, they get a shot on the 5 trains. And if they do it very cleverly, maybe they can get 2 of them or something. But they have here 600, I don't know, close to 650, and over here another 210. So, you know, if they're doing it cleverly and do a couple of swallows, maybe 1 or 2, and then kind of shuffle a bit to the trains, maybe they get the money to buy 2 5s or a 5 and a 6 or something. We'll see. But I think they are in I mean, it's a tricky position, but it still feels kind of solid, right? And they paid out. And now it's the SS. They're going to go with a connection here. And they got the 2 trains here, which they can't run. So they only run for 40. And, well, they're also going to pay out. So it's 224 for this guy here. Share value rises anyways. And yeah, then it's the AS. They got a 3 train. Now they could help these guys a little bit, so I think I want to upgrade this. I'm just not sure how exactly. Do I want to have an option to go north or to go south? Well, I think I want to do it like this. I don't want, for example, this company necessarily getting in there. I mean, sooner or later they will be able to upgrade this city. But for now, I think I want to do it like that. I'm going to run my 3 train for 90. I'm going to pay that out. So it's basically 18 for my 2 shares. And then 4 times 9, that is 36 for the company. And the share value rises again. I wanted to pay out because this guy is now in this orange zone or the brown zone in 1830, where someone else could buy as many shares as he wants with a single action. And I mean, maybe someone wants to steal the company. I don't know if it's a great idea. But hey, I mean, it's a very cheap company, so you never know, right? And there are a couple of bucks in there. So it's probably questionable, but I didn't want to take the risk, and there are 4 shares in here, so paying out is a fine idea too. This guy actually, he forgot to buy in his private. I'm going to allow him that because that's definitely something I wanted to do, but there was so much going on, so I'm going to give him that option for 140. Okay, and then we go into the next stock round. And yeah, it's this guy now. down here, and gosh, I gotta make some change here. 25, another. So he's got 150, 160 in cash. He can sell a couple of his shares, and he definitely wants to start a second company. So if he sells these 3 shares, 1, 2, 3, the price drops. So he's then on, that gives him 333. Okay, great. Now that is 300, 400. Guess I want to sell that one too. So that gives me another 100. And no, that's actually 90. Okay. Now let's do some calculations. At what price I'm going to be able to start that new company. So I got now about $500, close to $600. So that means I can start this thing at 90. And I don't want to invest the $80 here into rain cost and all, and I don't know if I want to make this thing work. I got a feeling I'm better off with these guys. I can also make maybe work together with them in this way, in an easier way. It seems to me it's easier to cut these guys off. You know, if someone places a token here, I'm already in some kind of trouble. So, I mean, okay, there is a similar trouble here, but we'll see. I got a feeling that it's maybe a better idea to start here on a 1 to, I think on a 1 to 5 I want to do that. And it's a 6, look at that. So actually I'm going to start this. Interesting. Is that a great idea? I really don't know, because, you know, the thing is, but then again, I probably won't get the chance to buy 2 5 trains anyway. Oh boy, that's really tricky. It really is. Laying a tile here, making a connection here, laying a dot there. Wow, that's all pretty expensive. Anyways, I'm gonna go with that. I rolled a die, so I think it's not totally nuts. So I'm gonna go with that option. For 180, I'm gonna get myself the presidency. Of the Nederlandse Zuidoosterspoorweg Maatschappij. Fine. So let's see what this guy can do. He also wants to start a new company. Can he do that? That's a little tricky. He's not in such a great position. I mean, maybe he can. We'll see. He's got about $200 in there. Now you can sell 4 shares. That gives him, let's say it's about 75 per share. Another 300. Yeah, I think he wants to do it. He needs fresh capital. So he basically has to do it before someone else does. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be his last, the last option he can do it. So that gives him $304. Is that true? No, it isn't. Wait a minute. Actually, that's just 284. Wow, that's not much. 75, 80, 284 if I'm not mistaken. But I am I? God damn it, I need a calculator for that shit. I was right the first time. It is actually 304. So that's better. And then he's got 300, 400, 500, 515. That's not going to be enough for 90. So he can start it at 82. Okay. There's only one left. This one here is going to take that. And he's going to start it at 82. Okay. Look at something I just realized. This guy here, and he's going to do that. Well, I kind of missed it. So maybe I should... You know, the thing is, he could have dumped the company on him. And I didn't realize that. Should I allow him to do that afterward? You know, that's the big question, because I could argue, yeah, that's kind of a mistake he made too, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should say, okay, it was just a stupid mistake of his, he should have done it, he missed it. That's a tough call. You know, I don't know. It's tempting to allow him that, because I allowed him to do that, and oh gosh. Well, I'm not gonna do it. I say he was just lucky. This guy didn't realize it, and that was a bad mistake, of course. He could have done that, but the thing is here, it was my plan from the beginning to do that, and then I just kind of missed it. I messed it up. Here I simply realized it later that it's possible, and that's the difference. I could have done it, but I didn't realize it, so yeah, here I just forgot it. So that's that. I think I'm not going to do it, therefore. I'm not going to allow him to dump it. But of course, this guy will get rid of it now, at least. And that was really so stupid, man. Okay, so we're going to... He's in trouble anyways, because starting the company now is actually not the best idea. He's going to be first. These guys are at 80 or something, or 82, so he's going to be first. And that sucks. Actually, that's interesting. This is 80. So this is going to be, this guy go be up before that one. That's kind of an interesting thing here. And going first means he's going to have to buy at least one 4 train. But it seems to me there is no way around that. There's going to be enough money in the company to buy a permanent at some point. So what is he going to do anyways? I think he's going to start it at 100. So he's going to get rid of all these, and he was super lucky that the dump didn't happen. He was really super lucky about that. So now we see all these shares go in there. I'm not even sure if he can started, but probably he can. I mean, he needs... Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so he sells all that crap. That's 160. Actually, they are both 80. So it's 4 times 80, that's 320 then. Okay, that's 320. So he needs... I wonder if he's interested in keeping one of those. He needs 400 to float his company. So 50, 60, 70, 80. He might consider keeping one of the shares. Maybe that one isn't terrible. I don't know. You know, I think I'm going to keep this one instead. It has 2 trains. I think that's maybe a promising share, but I got to give back obviously 80 bucks. And then I'm going to buy myself a share of the Hollandse IJzeren Spoorweg Maatschappij. This one here. This guy has a problem. He needs another 300 bucks and he cannot get them because he cannot sell these shares. There are 5 already in there, so he cannot sell them. He could sell this one, but he just doesn't get the money together to start this shitty company. So yeah, that's clearly an issue here. I wonder if I should try to steal the company from him. He can get... I mean, he can only buy 1 more share. That's a fact. So if I sell these 3 shares, for example, which I can't. I also can only sell 2 of them because there are 3 in there. So that's not going to be enough. So let's go in the next OR, and yeah, I think whether the S starts, they got to pay 80 for their first tile placement in Haarlem. So they want to move down here. Well, and then, of course, the share value will drop. And we'll see, we got to buy a train, and I think I'm simply going to buy that 3 train. That 4 train, and that's it. No way around this here. So next it's the NZOS, okay? And they're starting here, and they also have to pay 80 for their first tile placement. They got a double O here. There we go. And, well, that's the question now. I think I want to go to the Ruhrgebiet. So it probably makes sense to... I can make it like this. That's interesting. How do I want to place that thing? Maybe like this. Just have to make sure I can upgrade it in the right way, but I think I can do that. I think, yeah, I mean, I could also lay it like this. Gosh, so many options. Now let's do it like this. And, well, I get my first tile, of course, for free. So I'm going to place that here. And, yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I think I simply have to buy the second 4 train. I don't want to jiggle around here. It just makes things more complicated. I'm simply going to buy this 4 train. If there would have been only one left, I might have said, okay, I buy this one over and then hope that this company can somehow buy a 5 or something, whatever. But this is not going to happen. I'm pretty sure about that. So, okay, the value drops. And now it's these guys first, not those. They sit at 80, this is 82. That's kind of interesting. So, it's them. They got a lot of money left. They're still waiting for the 5 to come up. It's a shame that... yeah, but they have to simply wait one more round or something. So, let's see, we have the 3 train here. You know, I'm really thinking about making a connection. Maybe in here, I might be even willing to pay the money there. Let's see what we get. We have, if they want to upgrade this, they could do it like this. That would be nasty. Of course, there is the other option to do it like... let's see. It's not so easy, actually. Ah, look at that. There's not going to be an entrance here. That's interesting. So there's no need for me to... I mean, I could go to maybe here. But that's tricky too, because that's a double O. I don't think that's going to work out. So maybe I'm just going to try to take that thing here. Okay. Yeah. Seems I'm simply going to go here. The player who controls the AS and the NCS, he's a little bit in trouble because of this space here. This is kind of an interesting space for both of them. But only one can go there. And it seems like one has to go there because if the yellow player also wants to go there. And it's also very important for him. So I don't think we can come to an agreement. Who knows? Maybe we can. But then again, there are other players. This is a very important space, I think, and I guess I don't want to lay a token there. I think the red player needs to lay it here. I can kind of work my way into the western area, or maybe make a connection here or something like this, which is going to be expensive though. But anyways, I think the token here is more important for the red company, for the AS, than for the black one. So I'm going to run for 90. And I'm going to pay out. Now it's the NRS operating for the first time. They're going to lay a tile like this. And they're going to run for 50. No, they don't, obviously. They don't have a train, right? So they do it like this. And they can now start... I think they're going to now start to shuffle the trains around a little bit. So, Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So I'm going to buy the 4 train over here. The question is for how much? Maybe for 320. This isn't... That's not good enough. No, that doesn't do me that much good. By the way, we need the token here. I definitely want the money here. Well, I do have the money here to buy. Let's see that. So this is... That's going to be 400. You know, that's pretty good. That's going to be enough, in theory, that both could afford a cheap permanent train. A 5 train. That would be great, of course. Question is, who's going to buy that 4 train? This is the big deal. Will anybody buy it? And right now, honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. The reason is this company didn't open. If they would have opened, then they would have bought the 4 train, and then the train rush would have been now pretty rough. This way, I don't think that's going to happen because yeah, because nobody will buy the last 4. The Poison 4 train, the last one, that's going to be the last non-permanent train. That's the one that runs the least of all remaining trains. And of course the next player can then buy the first 5 train. So now it's the ZHESM. They're going to lay a tile for 80 bucks. This is really painful, but do they really have to do that? You know, maybe not. 50. Did I even pay 80 bucks? I'm not sure anymore. I don't know it. Anyways, so maybe I'm not going to do it. Maybe instead I'm going to make that connection here. I can upgrade this. Nah. But that's significantly less money. Fuck it. I'm going to pay the money. And I'm going to place the 00 down here. Will help this guy, but hey, I want to do it anyways. That gives me a run of 140, which is really good. And I'm going to pay out. Will I? Yeah, they're 50% in there. I mean, I could also swallow. No, I think I'm going to roll a die on a 1 to 4. I'm going to pay out. And I will pay out. So that means it's 140. So that means 70 bucks go into the company. And I get 28. And this guy also gets some money, and this one too. So we see an upgrade here from the KNLS. His problem is he cannot lay another token because he doesn't have the money, which is really bad for him. So, well, I mean, he's got 2 trains. He can run 1 train here for 90 and another one 1, 2, 3, 4. It's such a shame, you know, if he could lay a token. Yeah, if he could lay a token, but he can't. He cannot lay it. He doesn't have the money. Okay, so that's 90. And in the next turn, this spot will be closed. that sucks. And that's 120, 150, 160. So that's 210. That's a very good run, and I guess he's going to pay out. So the SS isn't in such a great position. They're cut off here. So that sucks. What are they going to do? Do they going to upgrade this and then run like this, which costs another... Oh boy. But still, maybe they should do that, because this is the last green upgrade of that specific. They could also try to go down here, right? But I think I'm going to do that later. I think for now I'm going to do actually this, just to make sure that I don't get stuck there. At some point I can go either like this, or I can make my way around like this. But I don't want that to be closed. And there is no other green tile of that specific. And I can only use that one, so that's... Okay, so I can only run for... there's the thing is missing the value, but that's going to be 30, 50 bucks. That's really bad. But okay, anyways, it's 10 for me, and it's, gosh, 20 for the company. Okay, I think we got an agreement here between the player of the president of the NZOS and the player of the AS. They won't both lay a tile here. Instead, the player of the AS lays a tile here, which is pretty painful. He could even lay a tile here. But I think this, that is actually tempting. Laying a tile there is, wow, that's pretty awesome. You know, operating this route down here, that is just so great. So maybe I really should do that. I mean, this is also interesting. This cuts off everything here, which is great. But sitting here, right, operating in this area, tempting. Okay, so we go in the last OR, and again the ZHESM starts. And now that I think about it, it was a pretty stupid idea to lay this like that. I didn't expect green to last that long. I think I could simply upgrade this and then go north. But now it looks like that might not happen for a while, and then I'm in a I'm stuck here, but yeah, okay. So let's see what they can do. They have a 3 train. Yeah, they're pretty limited in their option. They don't want to lay a tile here. It costs money. Going here, well, I mean, they could make a connection down here. I don't think so. But you know what? Maybe I'm gonna upgrade this and try to build here. I'm working together with the yellow guys, so in case something goes wrong here, maybe I get then the action to simply or the option to connect here or somehow, I don't know, but it might be an option. Okay. Well, we'll see. Is that clever? I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to run again for 140. And again, I'm going to pay out. Will I? Yeah, why not? Gives me 70 for the company. And I get 28 for myself. Okay, now the NRS is kind of stuck here, so they have to do now the upgrade in Amsterdam for 80 bucks. Terrain is really tricky in this one. Damn it, we gotta make change somehow. Okay, and now, yeah, I can do the upgrade here. And yeah, it both kind of sucks, but there's nothing else I see. I'm gonna do it like this. Nobody wants to go north from there. It would be much more interesting to go down here, but there's no tile for that. So we can't do it. So yeah, with a 4 train, same run here for 80, 110. What? No, that's not true. It's 130. So the AS is, first the SS wanted to lay track here, then I realized this company is actually this private here that still didn't close. So this is still blocked here, so they're gonna make their way here to Eindhoven and possibly eventually to Maastricht. And they're still running just for 50. And here we're kind of working our way in this direction, trying to kind of find a way around this spot here, which eventually might be a problem for one of my two companies. But if I start working around it now, then I'm hoping kind of to avoid that. And I got the NCS. That's a 3 train, so I can run for 90. No, it's actually the AS. They are operating here again for 140, and this time they're gonna pay that out. So it is 14 per share. So we're at the end of the start of the OR, and it's of the set of ORs. And yeah, nothing too much happened. We've seen basically track building here, and nobody wanted to buy the Poison 4. And that can happen, especially if not all the companies are started yet. So, but we're going to see that now. I'm pretty sure about this. This guy is now sitting here on a little more than 200 bucks, I guess. And let me calculate that through. I think this is 200, something like 250. Now if he, oh boy. Yeah, but that's okay. If he sells that one, he has 300, and that's what he needs. And he can sell it. He's in priority, so he's gonna sell that crap, and then he's gonna start a new company. And then he's gonna buy a 4 train, probably immediately the first 5 train. And then it's gonna go very fast. I wonder. We probably have 4. No, oh, there are 3 5 trains in there, and 3 6 trains. But still, you know, I mean, then many people are preparing to buy the permanents, the non-terribly expensive permanents, the non-diesels, and eventually one guy will be the loser and all that. We're gonna see who that is. We're gonna see if a diesel comes up at all. I mean, if he buys 1.5, and then we've got 5 more. Let me see. No, that's not true. Yeah, I think we've got 5 more trains, non-diesels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 3 companies left. Yeah, well, it depends, right? It depends if someone has to buy the diesel. There are companies who own a 4 train which might be able, which are able to buy a 5, or if they swallow, maybe even a 6. So there is a good chance that in the end, a company who does not have a 4 train, or a trainless company, might have to buy a diesel. It's possible. We'll see. Right now, I'm going to load this up. I find it very hard to tell who is doing well. I guess this guy isn't. Maybe he's actually doing pretty well if he comes in a position, I don't know. I mean, yeah, probably not. Probably not. I don't know. He cannot, he's going to have to buy a diesel out of pocket. I think that's pretty sure. And if that's the case, he's in a very bad shape. So I find it very hard to tell who is actually doing great. I just don't know. I mean, depends how he's doing. Maybe he can manage to get to permanence. We see a similar situation up there. He might be even doing a little better. And, well, here, I don't know. It's going to be hard for him. So, I don't know. I think it's probably this guy down here or that guy up here. My guts tell me that they are in the best position. And they were also the ones that had the most expensive privates. So, kind of interesting to see. Okay, great. So hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.